Hello everyone, this is xBIGALSKIx,
And this is JTB.
and this is, after a very long hiatus, me coming back to my 50 million run on Ninja Gaiden Black mission mode. Now I'm on the Abysmal Lair row, and there's a lot of points to be had here, and with just a few mess ups, there's a lot of points that can be missed here.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
I think calling it Abysmal Lair Road is actually very fitting because this road is horrendous. That's a good question actually. Off the top of your head, like what would you say is the worst road for like karma running?
Captivating Goddess.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
So, what you want to do here is just go back and forth and try to get Gleaming Blades single hit UTs. And that's easier said than done. And
yep. like there, like he just jumped right into it. It's like, thanks, buddy.
Right. And you also want to try to, hit the bats without hitting any of the enemies. Golly, I'm tongue-tied. We haven't done the commentary in so long.
Yeah, I think is there 10 bats? I want to say. I think there's 10. Like throughout the whole mission, there's 10 bats.
Yeah.
So
I don't know exactly how many, but that's what you really want to focus on. Now, the timing on the beetles, one hit won't kill them, but two will. It's the same with the wasp. So getting that timing down. Now, one of the things that, I think I just said, you know what, I'm just going to do this. I got kind of tired of it. I mean, it's pretty tough.
It is. This is one of those missions where I think on paper, quote unquote, like when you just watch the run, you're like, oh, this looks dead easy. Just go to the bottom, go to the top, gleaming blade, gleaming blade, gleaming blade, and then you try it, and you get clipped out of one jump, and like 90% of your health's gone. You're like, oh. Cool. That just happened at like 200k in-game karma. This is awesome.
Right. Well, the other part of that is I think the reason I left that ET in there, and this is right here, is where it all starts to go wrong in terms of, the guy came through the smoke bomb, messed me up, but the reason I left that ET in there is just to show you, I thought I could kind of sneak one past the game and put a smoke bomb, even though the little beetle was there, and I should have just reset. I mean, I knew it, and it happened. If you know it's going to happen and you know it's a bad idea, don't do it. I mean, and see, that's me looking. I took my eye off because these guys start coming in at different angles. So if you sit there and take your eye off and look at one, all of a sudden you're hit.
Yeah. It's funny though the mentality of if you know something's a bad idea, don't do it. And it's like, well, yeah, you can.
See, I missed that.
Oh yes, that's good. That's actually not too bad though. That only killed what, 3?
Like killed 3, but that's 2 UTs potentially.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And look how that goes.
Yeah, I think that there is something to be said, especially in mission mode, because mission mode is always one and done. It's like it's one attempt and that's it. I'd say in mission mode, when you get those chances, take them, because if it pays off, like it's great because you're like, right, cool, awesome, that worked. But if you like don't take that chance, and then like the rest of the mission goes perfectly, you think, oh man, if I'd have just taken that chance.
Yeah.
If I'd have tried to be a bit cheeky, I could have got I could have got some extra points there. You know what I mean? And it's like the things with the bugs here, like the bugs I find, if my memory serves, like they are always 2 hits. Like they will always take 2 hits. Sometimes the wasps die in 1, and that's really annoying because I find the wasps are way easier and way more consistent to 1-hit UT. But every now and then, like the 1 hit will just kill them, and you think, And we've mentioned it before, but just for the sake of consistency, we'll go over it again. It's the multiplier is what kind of kills you at the end of the mission. If you've missed 3 UTs, it's not 15,000 points you've lost; it's 37,500.
Yeah,
it's you have to keep your end score in mind.
Well, a couple things to keep in mind. Where I landed right there, you that's probably the farthest you want to go towards that wall. Because if you go a little bit farther, it's hard to adjust the camera because you're so close to the wall. And, you know, that messed me up quite a few times. So learning how to do that roll or roll jump with the smoke bomb, you know, that's another thing too. When do you use your smoke bombs? If they're all behind you, then you don't need to use one. See right there, I know that guy kind of flew at me and missed me, so I didn't need to use a smoke bomb. So learning cues like that, because if you can save those smoke bombs, you know, I think that's the way to go. I'd rather have one extra at the end of the mission versus, you know, using all 15 and only getting 10 UTs or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing, at least when I used to go for, like, many years ago when I did go for the #1 score on this one, I used to save my smoke bombs for
Went
the
too early.
It's funny when you get that close-up of them, like, just just giving it you.
Yeah.
You know, it's a bit weird, but yeah, one thing you can use the smoke bombs for is the bats, because generally speaking, you only want, like, that gleaming blade to hit the bat. You don't want to hit anything else with it, because essentially the bats are free UTs. You know, well, they're not free completely because it still takes time, but
See,
know,
sorry,
they don't count
real
as a
quick.
kill.
That was
Yeah.
me looking away at something else. You know, I just glanced off for a second to see where the guys are coming. So that's what I'm saying. I whiffed the UT earlier, went back and forth, messed up.
Yeah, and what we said here, like, look at your health. You've only been hit, what, 6 times? Like,
Yeah.
these enemies hurt. Like, your health bar is, like, deceptively big here. You're like, oh, I've got tons of health. You really don't have tons of health at all. At any one point, like, you're 1 or 2 hits away from being dead. And especially when the ghostfish turn up. Because the game, generally speaking, you know, in story mode and that, they only ever give you, like, 6 to, like, 10 ghostfish at a time. You get 15 ghostfish here in a wave. If they all latch onto you, your health bar's just
dead.
gone.
Oh, it happened.
Yeah. It's just gone. And it's one of those things where you think, oh, that's not going to happen. You know?
Right.
I get to the ghostfish and it's fine. And then the ghostfish turn up and you're like, right, okay, go. Oh, I'm dead. They kill you that fast, you know?
Well, I tell you what, coming out of this corner right here, and even on the opposite side, if you hit the corner of that wall and they all start flipping, I mean, I've lost my whole health bar. I mean, I could have made bloopers of all of this. I mean, this shows how bad I play, but the bloopers really would have showed how bad I played.
On that note, there was this like rage compilation of Ninja Gaiden that I watched a few weeks ago on stream, and you know me and you always talk about the pillbugs grabbing you, and if you don't mash out, but I don't think either of us have ever showed that. Like, they just delete your health bar. Like, if they grab you but you don't press buttons to get out of it, like, they get you on the floor and your health bar literally just goes down in chunks.
Yeah.
That happens to somebody, like, in the video, and I felt bad because I just died laughing. So it's like, that's the one thing, like, I've never shown, because it's an instinct, because as soon as they grab me, to just mash the buttons. And it's just funny to say, yeah, if they grab onto you, like, and you don't mash, like, you're done. Like, they will just eradicate your health bar.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. This right here, I think I got a 1 hit on a wasp a while ago. And see, that's another thing about getting kind of close to the wall. It kind of messes up your camera angle. But see how hard it is? I can't move any higher than this because I got so close to the wall. So I missed it twice.
That looks like that should have hit him. That was really weird. It was an awkward camera angle, but that really looked like that should have hit that guy. The pillbug.
Right. Well, the other part of this, too, is I've spent a lot of time going back and forth that I didn't need to do.
Yep.
And that's going to hurt me at the end as well.
If my memory serves, is 50 seconds. Like, 50 seconds is a UT in points. So you have to keep that in mind when, you know, if you're ever playing a mission, you have a strategy in mind, and you think, oh, is this really worth doing? You know, are you getting at least a UT every 50 seconds? So if the answer is no, then no, it's not worth doing, because the time is actually more valuable at that point.
Okay, I use the lunar here because I can't tell you how many times I released and it just whiff. I mean, the guys are right there, whiff, and then they latch onto you and you're dead.
Yep.
So this is the tricky part about how to collect as much essence as you can by doing when you to use certain UTs at certain timing. I mean, it's kind of complicated because you want to be able to absorb all the essence at the end. Now, see, I messed up right here. I lost a lot of essence right there.
Yep, that happened to me. On the run, I had an entire wave of like UT'd essence to collect, and then I got mission end screen. And I remember just working out, like, man, if I'd have grabbed that essence, I would have like smashed the score for this. But I just never, I never had it in me to go back and redo it. I just couldn't be bothered.
Oh yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, I made my average, and I always said, in all these runs, as bad as they look, as many mistakes as I make, as long as I beat my average, I'm going to keep it. So I could have easily gone back. Well, not easily because it sucks. Going and farming all those bugs and then screwing up on the ghost fish. Oh man, I mean that takes it out of you.
It does, yeah. And to give people a bit of an idea of like you think about it, you've got 27 enemies in that mission. You've got 27 enemies between the pillbugs and the wasps, and you've also got, I think it's at least 8 bats. I think you get 4 bats, and then you get like 1 at a time after that, but I can't remember if you get 4 or 6. So if you just do the simple maths of like 1 UT per enemy on that is going to be like 35 to 37 UTs, and you've got at least 4 guaranteed UTs on the ghostfish. So that's what, 41 UTs?
4? I thought it was like 3 or something, but...
I can't remember exactly. I think it's...
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not right. It might be 3. And you've got... so that's like 10 single-hit UTs you've only got to get. It's not really that many. You think on paper, you say it like, yeah, I've only got to get 10. No, that seems pretty straightforward. and then you play it. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, if you get too close to the wall, that camera angle's bad. You know, multiple enemies are coming at you from different directions, and you take your eye off to see where the other one is, and then all of a sudden it can happen. Well, at least it happens to me. And, you know, I showed it there because I think I got hit out of a couple. Anytime you try to get away with something, you know, it cost me. I got an ET where I should have got a UT. I mean, even if I had to run to the other side of the room to get the full UT, it would have been, you know, more points than what I got with just the ET, even though I wasted a little bit more time. So, but having said all that, you never
have to play that one again.
You know, it's so I'm doing pretty good in terms of, you know, I'm ahead on my running average, so I'm 404,000 ahead of my 50 million, you know, average scores that I'm trying to get. So I'm pretty happy with that. I think I just don't know how I could explain this any better. I mean, it's just going to take a lot of tries. If you're going to go for a high score, this is going to take a lot of tries to get as many UTs as you can, and don't let it discourage you. You know, that's one reason why I was gone so long, because I let all this stuff discourage me. And because it's not fun, it's more about the sense of accomplishment, you know, something I've wanted to do. So
yeah, I think karma running in and of itself, I think generally it's more about the destination. The journey's kind of shit. if we're honest here, like, you know, the journey is not that fun. But
the reward.
Yeah, but it's that set when everything is all like, one of the best feelings is like, especially when you're doing like a story mode one, it's when you get to chapter 15, you're like, man, like one more chapter, and then like this is you know, I'm finished. You know, I have a karma run, and you know, it might feel like we're maybe overselling it, but I think we've said this many times, but like, there's a reason hardly anybody does it. You know, it's the amount of time it takes, and the dedication, and just the perseverance on top of the knowledge and your skill at the game. Like, it really is an insane thing to start and actually complete, you know. Well, I'll say that, yeah. Starting it is one thing. Completing one is plenty of people start them, you know.
Oh yeah. You know, it's funny. Whenever I started playing this, and whenever I got that ET, normally I would have just said, okay, let me restart. But I think what happened before that is where I got to the ghost fish, and that my flails whiffed, and I died in like 1 second because they all latched onto me.
Yeah.
That's the reason I said I'm just going to do this and see what happens. I mean, I was so disgusted that that can also affect your play, your mindset and everything. I stayed away from this for 6 months, and I'm making it sound so terrible. It's like, why are you doing this? And it's like, well, I tried to do this 15 years ago and lost my saves, and I really thought when this came out that I was going to get all this stuff done and make all videos for all the series, and JTB and I were going to do the commentaries and just have a great updated record of all this stuff. But once I lost my hard run on when my hard drive crashed, and how much of a struggle this can be, now it's been almost 3 years later, and I'm still working on it. But having said all that, I know we talked a little bit longer, way longer than we probably should have, but we've been gone for a while, so.
And you guys love hearing us talk anyway.
Yeah, that's it. I didn't want to say it, but okay, guys, we'll see you in this one, or we saw you in this one, and we will see you in the next one. Take care, everyone.
Take care, guys.